Jeans and sneakers are the hardest outfit to make look expensive because there's nowhere to hide, no dress to do the work for you, no heel to rescue the silhouette, no statement piece to distract from weak proportions. In 2026, basics are a literacy test, and if you get them right, you look like a woman with a life, a woman with standards, a woman who didn't dress for attention, she dressed for presence. Welcome to GTWJ. Hi, I'm Ju, and before we begin, grab a cup of coffee, tea, or something nice to drink and settle in. This is File 017 of the Reset 25-Day Fashion Identity Program, and every day in this series I'm isolating one key idea from my work, because fashion is not just what you wear, it's what you rehearse, it's what you repeat, it's what you normalize until it becomes your identity. Today's key idea is simple. When you wear basics, you expose your taste. Jeans and sneakers aren't casual. They're revealing. They show whether you understand line, material, and restraint. They show whether you're dressing with authority or dressing with hope. So today, I'm going to give you 3 architectural decisions, not tips, not hacks, not obvious Pinterest advice. 3 decisions that make jeans and sneakers look expensive in 2026. And as always, I'm going to explain the why, not just the what. Because if you understand the mechanism, you can apply this to any pair of jeans, any sneaker, any budget level, any city, any lifestyle. This is not about one outfit. This is about a system. And for those of you who love the exact pieces and want references, I'll link my favorites in the tagged products. Now, if you remember anything from this video, remember this sentence. Expensive basics are not loud. They are correct. Let's start with the first decision, the one that changes everything before you even think about brand. Decision 1, the line. In 2026, expensive jeans and sneakers are all about the vertical line, the clean leg line, the uninterrupted story from hip to ground. Because the moment your leg line gets chopped, your outfit starts looking like pieces. Not a silhouette, not a woman, pieces. And what makes jeans and sneakers tricky is that sneakers naturally want to cut the leg. They add a horizontal block at the bottom of the body. And if your denim is the wrong length, wrong width, or wrong fall, the sneaker becomes the loudest thing. And remember our 2026 rule. In 2026, the sneaker is no longer allowed to be the loudest thing about you. So how do we protect the line? You choose denim that falls with intention, and you choose hem behavior that creates calm. Let me translate that. Hem behavior means, what does your jean do when you stand still? What does it do when you walk? What does it do when you sit? Does it collapse into chaos? Does it bunch into random folds? Does it cling and grab and twist? Or does it fall cleanly and move like it belongs to your body? Expensive denim has good behavior. And the good news is, you don't need 20 pairs. You need 1 pair that behaves like a grown woman's wardrobe. So in 2026, here are the 3 jean silhouettes that look the most expensive with sneakers, and why. First, the intelligent straight. This is the easiest silhouette to make expensive because it's balanced. It doesn't demand attention, it demands taste. The leg runs straight from hip to ankle, not tight, not balloon, not extreme, straight. And with sneakers, straight jeans work because they create a frame around the shoe without letting the shoe take over. The sneaker sits inside the silhouette, not under it like an afterthought. The key is the length. Your straight jean should either skim the top of the sneaker and break once cleanly, or it should be long enough to create a controlled, relaxed break that looks intentional. Not a messy puddle, a controlled break. A break is that gentle fold where denim meets shoe. It's one of the most expensive little details in everyday dressing. Second, the relaxed straight or soft wide. This is where the 2026 energy really lives because the culture is moving toward ease, but not laziness. Ease with control. A relaxed straight jean gives you movement, breath, and that quiet confidence. And when you pair it with a refined sneaker, it looks like you didn't dress to impress. You dressed because you have a life. Again, length matters. For wide or relaxed jeans, the hem should come close to the floor but not swallow you. You want it to almost graze, and then the sneaker peeks out as a quiet detail. This is the most expensive version of casual. Third, the structured skinny in a very specific way. I know. But listen, skinny jeans can look expensive in 2026. only when the silhouette is intentional and the sneaker is refined. The skinny is not back as a throwback, it's back as geometry. The skinny creates a clean line that lets the shoe become visible, and if the shoe is refined, the whole look sharpens. But the skinny only works when the top half has structure, a coat with shoulders, a blazer with shape, a knit that holds, something that gives the outfit a spine. If you do skinny denim with sneakers and a collapsing hoodie situation, you lose the entire point. The 2026 skinny knee is not comfort, it's precision. Now, because I get asked this a lot, where do you find denim that behaves correctly? For me, when it comes to jeans, Khaite is a big one. I buy a lot of my jeans there because they understand cut, weight, and structure. Their denim tends to fall correctly, which is what makes sneakers look expensive in the first place. The silhouette is doing the work before you even think about accessories. Now, once you understand the line, the second decision becomes obvious. Decision 2, material behavior. This is where most people lose the expensive effect without realizing it, because they're looking at shape but they're ignoring material. And with jeans and sneakers, material is everything, because your outfit is not being saved by sparkle or embellishment or drama. So the question becomes, do your materials have depth? Expensive basics always have depth, even when they're simple. Let's talk denim first. Denim that looks expensive in 2026 usually has one of these qualities. It has weight, it has structure, it has a clean surface, it doesn't look overly processed. A lot of denim right now is overly engineered to look cool. Extreme fading, aggressive whiskering, random distressing, too much visual noise. But the 2026 woman isn't chasing coolness. She's building continuity. And continuity looks like denim that doesn't beg for attention. A cleaner wash, a darker wash, a well-balanced medium wash. Denim that reads stable. Denim that reads like you'll still wear it in 2 years because it's not screaming, "I was trending." Now sneakers. The sneaker material is one of the clearest status signals in 2026 because we're moving away from chunky athletic noise and toward refinement. The most expensive looking sneakers right now share one trait. They look like lifestyle, not gym. And this is why suede and leather are having such a moment. Suede has softness, it has texture, it absorbs light instead of reflecting it. It looks calm. Leather has structure, it holds shape, it looks intentional. When you pair structured denim with suede or leather, the entire outfit becomes quieter and more grown. This is why my favorites lately are Miu Miu sneakers, Plume suede sneakers, and Dries Van Noten leather and suede sneakers. They have that perfect balance. They're comfortable, but they look like a decision. They don't look like you accidentally walked out in your running shoes. And that's the point. Sneakers should not feel like an apology. They should feel like punctuation. Now, if you love a more athletic sneaker shape, retro runners, 70s track shoes, that can still look expensive. But the way you make it expensive is by controlling everything around it. Which brings us to the third decision. Decision 3, restraint. In 2026, restraint is the real luxury language. Not because you can't be expressive, but because the internet has trained everyone to overstyle. Too many accessories, too much moment, too many references, too many vibes. And the result is that a lot of women look like they're negotiating with their own outfit, like they're adding things hoping something will click. But expensive basics don't click by accident. They click because you edited. So here's the GTWJ rule. When your outfit is basic, you must be precise. You don't need more. You need cleaner. You need a coherent palette. You need one strong layer. You need calm finishing details. Because jeans and sneakers can easily slip into nothing, and we don't want nothing. We want quiet authority. So let me give you 3 outfit formulas that you can repeat, and each one will make jeans and sneakers look expensive without turning your life into a costume. Formula 1, the refined minimalist. Straight or relaxed denim, refined sneaker, suede or leather if possible, clean knit or crisp shirt, structured coat or blazer, strong bag. This is the uniform for women who want elegance without being overdressed. It's timeless, it's wearable, and it photographs beautifully because the silhouette is legible. The secret of this formula is that nothing is trying too hard. Everything looks like it belongs in the same life. Formula 2, the modern woman. Wide or relaxed denim with a controlled hem, slim, refined sneaker, A long coat with presents, minimal jewelry, one accessory that anchors, sunglasses or a structured bag. This formula is powerful because it's slightly architectural. The denim creates movement, the coat creates authority, the sneaker keeps it grounded. It says, I can move, but I'm composed. Formula 3, the soft power, darker denim, sneaker that is refined but not loud, satin shirt or a clean blouse, a structured outer layer. This is where you get that expensive energy without being dramatic. The satin gives polish, the denim gives reality, the sneaker gives ease, the outerwear gives control. This is the woman who doesn't need a heel to look elevated. Now let me give you the micro details that separate an expensive jeans and sneakers outfit from an average one, because once you fix these, you'll feel the shift instantly. Detail 1, lace tension and shoe cleanliness. If your sneakers look sloppy, your whole look looks sloppy. In 2026, this will do energy is punished. Clean sneakers, clean laces. A lace tie that looks intentional, not messy. It's not about perfection, it's about care. Care reads expensive. Detail 2, sock choice. This is subtle, but it matters. If your socks look like gym socks and the rest of your outfit is elevated, you create mixed language. Your outfit starts speaking 2 dialects at once. In 2026, the expensive woman speaks 1 dialect. So choose socks that match the energy, crisp, minimal, neutral, or intentionally styled if you want that. Detail 3, denim wash discipline. Pick 1 or 2 washes that you repeat. A darker rinse wash is incredible for making sneakers look polished. A clean medium wash can look expensive if everything else is controlled. But chaotic denim washes, too processed, too distressed, they create noise, and noise fights elegance. Detail 4, the bag and outerwear anchor. If your outfit is jeans and sneakers, your coat and bag become the architecture. This is where you can make the outfit feel expensive instantly. A coat that holds shape, a bag that looks structured, not loud, not logo driven, just stable, because stability is the new luxury signal. Now, I want to zoom out and say something that might change how you see your closet. When you master jeans and sneakers, you master everyday authority. Because these are the clothes you actually live in. These are the clothes you wear when you're not trying to be a moment. You're just moving through your life. And in 2026, women are tired of living as a performance. They want to look themselves. They want to look composed. They want to look like their outfit isn't asking for permission. And that is why this file matters, because the difference between casual and expensive is not money. It's mechanism, line, material behavior, restraint. That's the whole system. Now, before we end, I want to connect this back to the deeper GTWJ universe, because some of you are not watching this for a sneaker recommendation. You're watching this because you want the feeling that comes with being put together. And I understand that. If you want the styling language, the atmosphere, the sense of authority, GTWJ issue 03, Authority Without Permission, is there for you. It's not a trend guide. It's not outfit inspo. It's a polished exhibition of taste and self-trust in visual form. And if you want the deeper architecture behind everything we're doing in the reset, the essay, the letters, the private work, and the more specific product recommendations by category that lives inside the GTWJ subscription, the quiet room. YouTube is the doorway. The rest exists for the women who need more than content, because you can copy outfits forever and still feel unsure. But when you understand the mechanism, you become calm, you become consistent, you become the woman who repeats herself on purpose. And that is what expensive really is. I'll also put deeper, more specific recommendations inside the subscription for each category, because I know some of you want the full map, not just the doorway. Now tell me in the comments, what's your current jean silhouette in 2026? Are you straight leg, relaxed, wide leg, structured, skinny? And what sneaker direction are you in right now? Suede and minimal, refined retro runner, or something more modern? I want to see what kind of taste lives in this community, because GTWJ isn't about trends. It's about women becoming themselves with discipline. I'll see you in the next one.